Describe the violence involving youth in your neighborhood. What impact is it having?
I don't actually see a lot of violence involving youth. In fact, this is my neighborhood, and other than the reports I have on City TV, I haven't seen any violence, and so I'm really not affected except for what I hear on TV.
Okay, the youth in my neighborhood are not too violent, but I've seen some incidents where around the area people get really violent, and I see it on the news.
In my neighborhood, the violence is very minimal for now. There's a lot of violence by the school that's where I live. I'm not even sure the name of the school. So there's been a couple of shootings, stabbings and stuff. I actually had a friend who actually died recently, actually.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of violence on TV, and I find that a lot of the time that it's bringing down youth in the rest of society's eyes. Like, everybody over a certain age thinks that everybody under a certain age is violent, but every time you turn on the news, somebody's hurting somebody or somebody's killing somebody, and I think that that's making a lot of adults have more of a negative impression of the youth of today.
What do you see as the roots of violence involving youth?
I think it's systemic to society that people no longer consider each other equals, and that if you don't look at someone as being intrinsically of value, that you won't treat them as such. So that if they become an object, you can treat them as an object and not as a person.
Maybe it's the direction that they get from those in authority, and those are the role models. So they grow up not having, that guidance that they need from their parents or teachers or whatnot. And so I guess they just kind of group together in their young groups, and they try to figure things out for themselves.
Not enough after-school programs. I don't think we fund enough after-school programs, community stuff, so there's a whole bunch of people just left on the street or in houses that are being supervised, and they get into trouble because of idle minds and get in trouble.
Poverty.
Yeah, poverty, for sure.
Poverty.
Socioeconomic standing within their school community, probably.
Parental guidance.
Whether or not the parents are involved and they're monitoring their activities, setting guidelines, structure, balance.
Paying attention to the kids.
Yeah, if you're not going to pay attention to your children, then they're going to seek attention elsewhere, whether it's negative or positive.
Tell us about what's happening in your neighborhood to help address violence involving youth. What's working and what's not working?
Oh, wow. I don't really know what is happening to address youth violence. I know you read that the government's trying to do things about gun laws, but there doesn't seem to be a lot to actually deal with youth and provide an outlet for youth in a safe environment where they have something to do to use their skills and grow their skills and actually get a connection to society and to each other. So I think if something like that was to happen, then that would be a good first step.
I know they put more police out there, but I don't think police is enough. I think people on the street should have the guts to confess when something happens. However, I think it would even be better if they actually just took the guns off of the streets, like off out of the stores, and stop selling in the period for like people use excuses like saying buying a gun for hunting. It really turns out they just want to shoot somebody.
I don't really think that anything is really working. I guess they're trying to do a lot of like assemblies and stuff to try to stop that, but I really don't think it does anything to anyone. I think you have to get more to the root of the problem. But I think that the big problem is families, and I think they should have a safe place to go, and because maybe home might not be a safe place for them.
I can't say that I know of anything in particular. We're new to this neighborhood, but I know that if there's more positive role models and more positive activities for young people to do and places for them to be where people are going to give them positive attention, then I think that that's going to make an impact on the reducing the amount of negativities for young people trying to find an outlet of where to belong. That might not be happening, but I think that should be happening. So there might not be enough I think that in areas where there is a lot of violence, those young people don't have somewhere to go where they belong, so they create their own team and call it a gang.
Yeah.
But if they had somewhere to go that had positive adult role models setting boundaries and positive examples of how to behave and treating each other, then I think that would make a big impact.
Very well said. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good luck with your project.